Lattice make some cards. Hey guys, it's LJ here, welcome back to another video with Squdge Craft. So today we're going to do some card making. Now as you may notice with this video, there is that little digital cat in the corner. When you see that, it probably means that that video has come from Twitch. I've been doing quite a lot of things on Twitch recently, including some card making. So we're going to do some lattice cards, and to do that the first thing we need is a template. So this is just printer paper, scratch paper, very thin throwaway paper. I'm going to cut some pieces that are 8 inches by 2 inches, and this will be our template. I'm just going to cut a few so I have a few in stock. And we're going to create our template using these little strips. And we have a Magrat, she came to visit. Yes, this is sped up because, as I say, I do it on Twitch. I stream over quite a few hours, there's a lot of chatting, so I've just cut out any sort of bits that wouldn't be relevant. If you're ever interested in coming over to Twitch and seeing what we do, please do. I will pop the link down in the description for you. It would be great to see you there. You can come chat with us, craft with us, ask questions as we go, and of course, see the Magrat. Work around the kitten. Okay, so this piece is 8 by 2 inches. That's how long this strip is. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to put a marker at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Do the same on the bottom. 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And then I'm just going to join those two up. You alright there, kitten? You are staring at me as if I'm a complete weirdo. I mean, I know I am, but... There's 1. There's 2. So, this is 1/2 inch, and this is at 1 inch. Okay, next thing we're going to do is apparently throw the piece of paper on the floor. Where did that go? Wow. Okay, that flew across the room. that was skill. That was skill. You may be a weirdo, but you're her. This is true. This is very true. I am her weird human servant. Right. Let's try and not throw it across the room again. So along the side where you've done your 1/2 inch, we're just going to make a little pencil mark at every 1/4 inch. Excuse me. From the bottom. So I'm just literally going to put a little pencil mark there. Every 1/4 inch. So 1/4, 1/2, 3/4 and the inch. The whole way up. Now I've done that bit, I can hold it. So I'm just doing a tiny little mark at every 1/4 inch. There, I've got little pencil marks on there. Okay, so that's our first. Now on that line, we're going to measure every 1/2 inch. And I'm going to just do a little circle or a little dot on the line every 1/2 inch. No, not there. That one. Bye, kitten. No, not bye, kitten. Okay, you can. Oh my gosh. Cat, I love you. But you are unhelpful. Let me rub out the mistake. There we go. You're right there, kitten. So just a little dot at every 1/2 inch. So then we've got the little pencil marks at every 1/4 inch and then the dots at every 1/2 inch. We're going to do the same on the next line. Do the dots at every 1/2 inch. So directly on that pencil line at every 1/2 inch. So you've got the pencil marks at 1/4 inch and then the 2 rows of dots at 1/2 inch. Okay. Then we can draw a line across the top. So where that 1/2 inch mark was, there, and the same on the bottom. There we go. So that is what our piece looks like. This piece and this piece we're going to fold over so we can ignore the 2 end pieces. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, you want to make sure you've got a very sharp pencil. So I've got my mechanical one, so I know that that is always pretty sharp. Let me just remove all the cat fur. And I'm going to see if I can zoom you in any closer just to make this bit really clear. I can, good. So we're going to start down on this line here. We're going to draw a line from this corner to the first dot. So take my ruler and I'm going to go from that corner up to the second line. So we're going to go from that dot directly to that line. Okay, then we're going to move to the next 1/4 inch and we're going to do it to the first line. So again, make sure you're lined up straight, short line like that. The next one is going to be a long line. So we go from the check mark to that circle. Next one to the first line. So we're just going to alternate going up to the long line, then the short line, long line, short line. So that's how I've started. I'm just going to carry that one all the way up to the top. It's quite relaxing once you get into the pattern and you've got the pattern down in your head. Why do I feel like that one is slightly off? Because it is. That's what I mean. You can tell if you've drawn it slightly wrong because the angle of your line will change. Which is why it's always good to draw your own
template rather than just download one, because it is easier for you to spot when there's a mistake, and it's easier for you to understand the process of making the design. Okay, there we go. So that is now our template. So you've got your long lines, your short lines. And this will fit perfectly on a 5x7 card. So I have a 5x7 here. So I'm just going to fold it. It's a pre-bought card base, so it's ready to go. And because this template is 8 inches, God, look at the cat fur that is literally everywhere. It's madness. Because it is 8 inches and we've got ½ an inch at the top and bottom, this will fold over. If I line this up with the, not the open side, the side that's folded. So I'm going to line that up there, pull it up nice and taut, and pop it like so. These edges will fold round and you have the template for your card. If you want to do a different sized card, then you can just make this template and just fold it around the edges as you get there. So if I was doing it on a 6x6, I could just tuck it around the top and then fold wherever it reached. So you can still do a longer template. You don't need to worry about resizing it or anything like that. So I'm going to try and work around the kitten. So this is my card. On the edge that is folded is where I'm going to attach this. So I'm going to line it up right with that edge. If I get my pug clips back, I'm going to take one of them and clip it in this section here. This is why we have a 1 inch section here to hold the paper in place. You don't want to cover these pencil lines because that's where we're going to be cutting if I get my clip back ever. Not on the floor, madam. So as I say, I'm going to pull this as taut as I can, fold it around the base of the card and then clip it on. So this is now attached top and bottom and ready for us to use. Again, this is the open side, this is the folded side. I've lined the template up right with that folded edge and then just clipped it at the top and the bottom. And now there's no cat to unclip it while I work. So all we're going to do is we're going to cut along the pencil lines. And you want to try and get as smooth a cut as possible. And you also want a pair of scissors that have a point, because you don't want to end up with the paper cracking or breaking or anything like that. So you need a pair of scissors that's going to be long enough to cut the long line in one go, which these are. And you want to try and cut this as neatly as possibly and as accurately as possible. That's why we needed a nice sharp pencil to make sure, okay, that you can do it. And all we're going to do is cut these lines. That is all we're going to do. So start off with this bottom one. Cut right up to the dot, second one. to that dot. Didn't realise she was going to like those clips quite as much as she did. That was entertaining. Thoroughly unexpected as well. I did not expect her to go for that.
Okay, so you're going to continue cutting these to the top. Try and be as accurate as you can. The neater you cut this, the better your lattice is going to look. You don't want to go over those lines that you've drawn. You want to try and be as neat as possible. Take your time doing it. Don't rush. This is the most complex part, but it is also actually quite relaxing. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. I quite like following patterns for things. It's soothing.
And then this one we're going to cut off completely, but we need to keep it. Don't throw it away. So you can get rid of the paper template, but the bit of the card that is left, we need to keep that. So now we can remove the... I'm going to put these away immediately because I don't need her to come back and start playing with them. I'd like to actually be able to use them for albums. Okay, this template now we can throw in the bin. No, not that piece. I need to keep that piece. The template piece we can throw in the bin. Well, it's quite a cool fringe if you wanted to use it for something else. So we've got the small arrow and then the large arrow. With the large arrow, we're going to lift it up and bend it down. And you need this, you want this to, there we go, try and bend it properly. You want the fold line to still line up with the fold line above it. So you're going to fold it down and then burn it, remove the cat fur that is everywhere, burnish it down on each side. So then you get this sort of crossed over look. Ignore the little one, take the next big arrow, next big chevron, whatever you want to call it, Stu, and fold it down. Again, making sure everything lines up. We're going to burnish the sides, and what you're going to do is you're going to tuck it behind this little arrow, like so. So now it is tucked behind this one. Okay.
So we're going to carry on doing the rest. Yes, I'm working around the cat again. She does love to visit whenever I'm filming. So again, just take the large arrow, bend it down, burnish it, tuck it behind the small one. Keep going all the way up to the top. Again, this is a slow process. Take your time. Make sure you are accurate. The centre line in your large arrow, you still want it to line up once you have folded it down. That is still going to be the fold of your card, so you want it to look as neat as possible, be as straight as possible. Just take your time with it and make sure you've got each piece in the right place. Obviously, the first couple of times you do it, it may not be perfect, you may not fold it perfectly, you may not cut it perfectly, so it may be slightly different, but to be honest, the overall look is beautiful enough that a slight inaccuracy isn't a problem. So don't spend 20 minutes worrying over it, just try and make it as neat as you possibly can and go all the way to the top.
Last one down like so. Oh, what did I do with it? What did I do with it? Have I just been really daft? Yeah, I've just been really daft. No, it's there, good. I thought I'd lost the bit we cut off. So, where we've got this pattern, we want to continue it. So this piece is going to tuck under there, like so, and then we'll trim off any bits that we've missed. So I'm going to grab my art glitter glue, and all I'm going to do is put it along this long edge, right on the edge, and then tuck it underneath this one. Line up the edge so it's nice and neat. Okay. So now we have the continued pattern. Again, make sure the fold line is in the right place, which it is. Okay, so that's what we've got. And then when we fold it, just going to refold it and gently give it a burnish so that it keeps the right shape. Where we've got, I'm going to get you on camera, little bits that stick over, we're just going to trim them off. So on this bottom piece, there is a tiny bit that trims over like so. And if there's any others that do, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So here, we've got one piece sticking out. Tiny piece there, tiny piece there, and then turn it over and see if there's any sticking out the other way. Oh, tiny piece there. There we go. Tiny piece there. Cool. So all we're going to do to give us our V, hold it in the right spot. I'm just going to cut where this piece joins here. I'm just going to cut it off. And I have no idea where that little piece of paper went. Where did that go? No idea where that went. So there we've got our edge. Hi Ames, how are you?
Okay, so I've created another one with a piece of one-sided paper this time, and we're going to make it a feature. So I'm going to do a score line sort of about 1/2 inch away from where we've done that design on either side. So it doesn't matter the size of your piece, it'll be about 1/2 inch away, and we're going to turn those into valley folds. And now you've got this pop-up element for the inside of your card. And this piece will just stick inside your card base and give you a nice look on the inside. So it's the same process, we're just folding an extra couple of lines, and now you can have this look inside. Now, because I've used single-sided cardstock, you do get the contrast between the white and the colour, which I also think is a really, really beautiful effect. But of course, you do whatever works to help design your cards. Plus it gives a great pop-up. But there we go. So here are our 2 finished cards. The first one, I did the lattice on the outside here, and I turned that into a sympathy. And the second one, I did the lattice pop-up on the inside and turned this into a belated birthday. Now they give you a very different look, obviously. The one with it on the outside, you do get to see both the side-on look and the front-on look, whereas the one inside you only see the front. So what I did for the sympathy card, I did a blue layer and then I just stamped with sympathy and added some dandelions. For the birthday card, obviously I put a white panel inside to write your sentiment. We've got our double-sided lattice, which is really, really pretty. I love the contrast of the 2 colours. I did make this a belated birthday because I am very late in sending someone out a birthday card. And then on the front I did a couple of champagne bottles in the same pink as I'd used for the lattice. And then I added on a glass and some sentiments on the front. So those are the 2 cards. As I said, these were created over on Twitch. If you do ever fancy coming over to Twitch, chatting with us and being part of the family, please do. I do also have Discord. I'll link those both down in the description for you. Yeah, that's it for today. There are a few clips of Magrat playing with that clip at the end if you do want to see and watch her being daft. If not, then I will see you in the next video. If you've liked this, please give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I will catch you on the next one. Keep crafting, guys. Bye.
I'm going to put arm out to be the goal for her to... Alright. Fire is burning me alive. Will anyone get that quote? Does anyone in the chat get that quote? I kind of don't want to pick it up because I want her to keep playing with it because it's cute, but... I saved it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm having way too much fun with this. Move it slightly round her and see what she does. Oh, you're going this way now? No, it's still going this way. She's so funny. You are so funny, baby. Okay, so I'm going to line it up as flush to the folded edge, and I'm going to pull it as taut as I can around the bottom of the card. That's you, kitten! I didn't catch it before it fell on the floor.